start session 3. I hope you guys had a beautiful little break. Did everybody get a chance to grab something to eat? I hope you guys are ready. We actually have more sessions after this. So this will be your funding, your business session. Now, let's talk about some housekeeping, y'all. I want to make sure that we go over and see Baggage of a Boss. That's Perfect Purse Collection. Now, she did the breakout session, and now she has these beautiful purses over here, y'all. She makes every single one handmade. Perfect Purse Collection. So make sure you go see her. Of course, I got my girl Zoe back there. Zoe, where you at, girl? Zoe is our young entrepreneur. All right, it is Zoe B's Cosmetics. All right, Zoe started early. We know that we got to pamper her, right? If you don't pamper you, who else will? So I love it that we have a young entrepreneur, and she's learning how to do what? Take care of her first, right? Pamper me, y'all. You have to be able to do it for yourself so that others can learn how to do it for you. All right, other sponsors. We'd like to take a moment, y'all, to thank our amazing sponsors, the House of Options. All right, the Lady CPA, which is me. All right, the Della W Wines, Say Yes to Profits, and of course the Chosen Legacy Project. All right, y'all. Now we are going to. One other shout out, y'all. We cannot miss our VIP interior decorator. All right, Tiffany Glasgow. I'm not sure. There she is. All right, that's Tiffany back there, y'all. She is our VIP interior decorator. So any of your interior decorating needs, please go see Tiffany, y'all. All right. So we're gonna get started, y'all. Again, I am so excited to be with you again. This is session 3 of the Women in Business Symposium, and this will be the Funding Your Business. Now, we always get a lot of questions about that. I'm a CPA, of course, so I help a lot of startups as well as, I'm a little different. I do CFO services, mergers and acquisitions, and due diligence when businesses get ready to scale and sell, right? But you can't get to the scale and sell until you grow your business. So today is about funding your business. So I do want to welcome my esteemed panelists here, and I will go down the line and let every lady introduce herself, her business, and I'll tell you a little about herself. We'll start on the end, all right, with Nicole.
Hi, my name is Nicole Richardson.
I went out there, and Tamarian has this little gadget that she can like take a picture of your scalp and literally see what's in. I love it. So tell them about yourself, girl.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamarian Myrick. I am a certified trichologist and
all right, and at the end we have Sylvia Camille of SCMP Productions LLC. Sylvia, tell the people about yourself.
Hello everyone, I am Sylvia Camille Mind, and I just had to fix that. I was like, if I ain't got nothing else, I got my mind, right? Thank God for that. And so I was able to grow and scale 2 companies, and now I teach women how to do that. I had no money, so I did it with other people's money. Hello, other people's money. And that's mainly what we focus on, is helping women leverage other people's money responsibly, using your credit to get funding to start your business and then to continue to scale it. I also have a podcast called Her Rich Life, and it is so fire and so fun. So definitely follow us there.
Her Rich Life, y'all. I love it. All right, 3 years. We want to do it in 3, right? We don't have 30, okay?
Yeah.
Look, we at 50 is the new 30. So guess what? We need to do it in 3 so we can live our best lives, okay? That's what this is about, y'all. So we're going to get into the panel discussions. Again, these are always questions that we have. The best thing to do is risk somebody else's money, okay? But I love it. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start down here. All right, so let's see, with Nicole, when you started your business and you're thinking about funding, how did that look like for you?
well, that was interesting.
Amount too small, especially when you're talking about grants, right? So I don't ever want someone to look at a grant and say, oh, it's only $2,500. What am I going to do with that? Because grants are actually one of the toughest ways to fund. So if you can get one, it gives you the ability to understand the application process, all of that, and then you'll get more. Now, I know many people kind of get inundated with the grant process, but it is a great way to fund your business. Although it can be time consuming, it is absolutely worth it. So I love that. All right, so Marion, how did you fund your business? I love that. Now, when I talked to Tamarian, she told me she sold her house. And I was like, that's so inside, like no one would think to do that, but you gotta think if you have an asset and you want to use that asset to grow your business, which is another asset, then there's nothing wrong with that. So I don't want people to feel like, oh my God, you sold your home only to do what? Probably buy a better one, right?
Yes.
So those are things that we have to understand. A lot of times we gain assets, we buy houses, the houses have equity. Whatever it is, you can always use that to fund your business. Most people, you'll find that it's like you're not sure what to do. When I did her interview, her pre-interview, and she told me she sold her house as a CPA, oh, I thought that was great. I was like, oh yeah, that's great, because you don't want to create additional debt, right? And when she told me she had an SBA loan, you don't want to have to pay an SBA loan, right? And then your mortgage and then all of that, especially when you know you're going to scale. So I love that. When she said she sold her house, many women would be afraid because it's like, I need to own, I need to own. Your business is ownership. Anyone ever think that your business isn't ownership? Your business is more valuable and can be sold more so than your home, right? And I'm sure Lisa's gonna speak to that, because when you scale up, then you can acquire additional funding. Sylvie, how did you fund your business?
I funded my business myself as the executive producer of Live with Sylvia Camille. I would interview guests through my StreamYard account, so that was like $60 a month, which was easy for me because I was a full-time educator at the time. And then after COVID, I just recently started and relaunched it, and it's Live with Sylvia Camille. So as a retired educator, I went back be part-time. So that's when she said that sometimes you have to go back to what you already know to support what you want. And then having a live talk show that is filmed in front of a live audience, some of my income comes from ticket sales.
I love that. Go back to what you know to support what you want. Y'all know the slogan queen, so I'm picking up these slogans and I'm loving it, because those are things that will remind us of who we are and what it is that we desire. Okay, now Lisa, tell us about funding your business.
Okay, so you ready to take notes? I'm gonna give you some tea that wealthy people have known forever and ever and ever, and we didn't. So first of all, the one thing that we all have is credit. Right? You may not have a house, you may not have a 401k, but you have credit, good or bad. My credit, I had 80 derogatories when I came out of my divorce. $200,000 in debt. When I tell y'all I was on the other side of this bad boy, it was terrible. I was like, if I could just get my credit right, I could probably get anything. And that's exactly what I did. So I found a credit repair company, and I promise you, most of them are scams. That's just the reality. If you want a great credit repair company, reach out to me on Instagram. I'll tell you exactly who to go to. I fixed my credit in 6 months, including a bankruptcy that they got off of my credit, right? My credit went from, you said 400 something, I think I was in the 300s, if that's even possible. I don't know if it is, but it was lower than low. And so after they fixed my credit, I had an 800 credit score. Then I learned I can start LLCs and start getting business funding under those LLCs using my personal credit. It will not reflect on your personal credit, right? The business credit that you get, but they will use that to qualify you. I promise you, if you just focus on your credit and fix it, you can get anything. I started getting $500,000 loan, $300,000 loans, like to scale my businesses, and that's how I started. And that's how I teach all of my ladies to start. So I have the only all-exclusive investors club, all female. We have 150 members, and we all invest in syndication real estate deals together. Guess what they use? Credit. They use credit cards, they use loans, and all of that. When they get their money back in their profit, they pay off the debt, they reinvest again, right? I want you to take one thing away. You can never, no one saves their way to wealth. You can save for the rest of it. You're not gonna save your way to wealth. You have to let your money have babies. Right? Your money should be multiplying all the time. So you have to invest your way to wealth. You can start a business, that's great. Your business can make $1 million, but if you don't make that $1 million make you $1 million, you got nothing at the end of the day, right? So leverage your credit, fix it. I'll tell you who to go to do that. Fix it, and then go and ask for the money. You deserve it. You deserve it for whatever it is you're gonna invest it in, right? And just watch it steamroll for you and snowball into something great and amazing.
And it's the credit. Now, let me tell you, don't ever let anyone tell you, no matter what bank you go to, no matter where you SBA, it doesn't matter. Your personal credit matters. It does. So do not let people tell you, oh, just go start an LLC and they're gonna give you money. They will not. Your personal credit matters.
Absolutely.
I have to tell people that every day when they come to me and they're like, I have a business and I want to get financing and funding. I say, what is your credit score like? Well, no, right? So I tell people, instead of investing in certain things outside of yourself, start with you first, right? Build your credit. Like Lisa said, I have worked with business owners that make millions of dollars, but they have bad credit. No bank is going to give you money if you don't have good credit, because it shows responsibility, right? Even if it's nothing on your credit, at least it shows that you've been responsible, not adding more debt. All right, so always focus on that. So let's go back. So I want to ask you, Marion, when you begin to scale and grow, I always say this, ladies, when you're funding and growing your business, you need multiple streams of revenue. So speak to different streams of revenue that you've created within the one business. You cannot just have one stream of revenue, because who knows what will take place, right? So speak to that about scaling and the different streams of revenue you've created within your businesses.
I would say too, you have to have clarity on your offers. One thing that I've learned, if something doesn't work, you gotta pivot and see what else works. And so the other streams
Well, it's simple. So let's not talk about me. Let's talk about what these women really want to know is, how do you use your talent to monetize the money you have for streams of income? I first tell a lady, you have the basic who, what, where, when, and why. Who you are, what you're trying to do, when you're trying to do it, why, and how you plan on funding it. If each of you have a gift, it could be making us skincare line, it could be real estate, it could be cooking, cleaning. What you have to do is find out your audience. Sometimes your audience is not social media, depending on what business you provide, and sometimes it is social media. But find your audience first, put down your scale of where you're going, how you want to go, then you try to target events that cater to your business, your mindset. It doesn't make sense following your friend to 20 events that has nothing to do with your business, nothing to do with how you're gonna grow, nothing to do with how you're gonna expand. Now you just become a bargain shopper, just shopping for other ideas when you already have your idea. Now once you have that information and you've cultivated, write it down in a funding project. How much is it gonna take for me to start? When people come to me to write a grant or ask me how can I help them with a grant, the first...
Sylvie?
Yes, I have to piggyback and say that for me, I like what you said. You have to look within inside yourself and see what gifts you have that can help fund. So as a singer, I know I can go sing and make extra income. As an actress, I can hopefully get on a recurring starring role on Beyond the Gates, and I can get some residual some checks to help fund Live with Sylvia Camille. So for me, and for my business in the entertainment industry.
Easy part, and don't get mad at me for saying that. I think the income and creating wealth is the easy part. Creating the mindset to do that.
Yes.
Thank you. She's like, yes. So I'm going to tell you how I did it. I'm going to come away from the income part for a second, just because it's going to come once you get the mindset, right? So I studied everybody you could imagine. Bob Proctor, Joe Dispenza, Mary Kay, Brian Scott, everybody that dealt with manifestation and how you reframe your mind to attract abundance into your life. I studied them for months and months and months until I got it down. And everybody across the board was basically saying the same thing, which I'll simplify for you. There's 4 things that you need to do every single day to program your subconscious mind, right? So just so you guys know, your subconscious mind is responsible for 90% of who you are today. Look at your bank account, it's in your subconscious mind, 100%. Guess what? Your subconscious mind doesn't wake up until you go to sleep. So there's only one opportunity to change it, right? So you have to change the program. I'm gonna give you this real quick, and if you wanna ask me afterwards, I'll break it down. H.E.R, it's S-R-I-A-K-A-R-S-H-A-N-I, or A-N-A. He's on YouTube. He has sleep meditation that's called Manifest Money in 48 Hours or Less. I listened to it for 3 years. Brian Scott has Sleep and Grow Rich, a sleep meditation. I listened to it for 3 years, every single night faithfully. Wake up every morning and write 10 things. 10 things that you want to manifest, but write it as if it's already happened. I am a millionaire. I own multiple companies that make over $1 million. I travel the world. I take my family on, whatever it is. I have 5 journals filled. When I was broke living in that room in my sister's house, I have 5 journals filled of every manifestation that I wanted, and not one thing has not happened. Not one. So you have to do this work. Once you do this work, the money's the easy part, I promise you. You gotta do this work first. So here's what I'm gonna leave you with. Become the thing you want to become before it comes to you.
Yes.
So you step into your millionaire self today. You start making decisions like that. You start surrounding yourself with people like that. You start talking it, you start walking it. Am I telling you to go out and buy a Birkin that you don't have the money for? No. No. I'm telling you to embody it, believe it, walk it, talk it, sleep it, eat it, right? And just watch your life start to draw all of that in.
It's alignment, and I love exactly what Lisa said, like the manifestation subliminals, I'm heavily into that. You have to align yourself and see yourself where you are. And I'm gonna say this because we are all here. Many of us weren't taught that, right? Like many of us weren't taught that we needed to see ourselves there first, right? Faith without works is what we always talk about, but the work is seeing yourself there. So once you're there, then you literally align with what you already see in your vision for yourself. It's your vision, it's your purpose. I'm looking at you, okay. But I just say that to say many people don't understand the subconscious mind. And if you're sleeping at night and you're anxious while you're sleeping, there's anxiety. You wake up with that same anxiety, right? So when we speak manifestation and subliminals and subconscious mind, it is, right? Many people, you sleep with water or rain and all of these things so that you can calm yourself while you sleep. When you wake up, you're great, right? When you wake up, you have these fresh ideas. So now you can journal and now you can write. And you do it all in present tense or future tense, right? We don't journal about stuff that's in the past. It's in the past. Why do we care, right? You don't really journal too far out in the future, but you speak it into the present moment. And who you are is what you're speaking into the present moment. So I love that. So let's talk about alignment then. When you begin to understand that, because we're talking about funding your business, right? But how have your alignment with what it is that you desire assisted you in obtaining more funding?
Okay. First thing I want you to do is you have to find something that's more into you or a part of you than just yourself. I'm a woman of God. That's first and foremost. I pray every single day. I manifest every single day. I get up and I do have a journal. So this is a little trick that a little older lady taught me, and I'm gonna tell you what she said it works. When you go home tonight, I need you to take 2 pieces of paper. On the first paper, I need you to write every single thing you have doubt yourself about. Everything. Okay? Every single thing. Just get it out. On the second sheet of paper, I want you
Yeah.
I think for me, because I've been through a traumatic event, I've always looked at my purpose as my calling. And so what I do all the time, especially when I feel like my business is growing, I do a 5-year plan. Like I put a vision board all over the wall, and I piece together my 5 years.
Scared money don't make no money.
That's right.
That's what it is, right? Scared money, it doesn't. And that's just your energy. That's who you are. That's the frequency, right? So if your energy is like this and you're trying to go to a banker and you're trying to go here, they already sense that you aren't sure of yourself. So how are they going to be sure? So that is the alignment, right? When you can calm down and you can really understand, you invite in or you attract in what it is that you desire. Okay, Sylvia.
As everyone was speaking, the story that I would want to share that comes to mind, that I know that I'm deeply aligned with my purpose, and I want to tell you that, to make sure you live in your own purpose, invest in yourself first. And I'm blessed that my mother told me to get an education and have a degree in education, because I can always go back and fund Live with Sylvia Camille, and that's what I'm doing right now.
I love it. And we'll get Lisa, and then we're gonna open up for questions.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I agree with everything that they said. I'm going to try to break it down a little bit more practically, just so you have something you can maybe start today. So passion is a wonderful thing. Everybody says follow your passion. Well, if you follow your passion, yes, I saw you saying no.
Don't do that.
If you follow your passion, passion does not pay the bills, right? So I would say it can start with what you're passionate about, right? She says she naturally has a gift to sing, right? It makes sense that she can go sing and make money. Whatever it is that you feel in your core that you're passionate about, okay, start there, right? But find the thing that you can monetize the fastest, because you will not sustain if you are not making money. You can't help nobody. You can't help yourself. You can't help anybody if you're not making money, right? And it's very difficult to be excited about a business that's not producing, right? So you need to make money. So find the thing you can monetize the fastest and focus on one thing at a time. I have so many clients and students that they have 50 ideas and they want to do them all. It will not work. Scale one to the top. And that journey is going to teach you how to do it over and over and over again. I can make $1 million over, and I've done it so many times, and I know the process and the steps, and then the resources are there too, right? So I could start a completely different company today, but all the resources I've gathered from this journey of doing it twice, I use those same resources. So it starts to become rinse and repeat. So focus on one, scale it up to 6 figures. Now you have the formula and you can do it over and over and over again.
It's a formula, it really is.
Yeah,
And once you can do one, then you can. So I love that. Passion is great, y'all, but we have to turn that passion into something that is more about your purpose, that can be monetized. Now, what they say is a hobby, right? If you cannot monetize, scale it, and grow it. So we don't want hobbies, right? We are women in business, okay? We love hobbies, but hobbies don't create legacies, right? And we are creating legacies. So let's take a few questions from the audience. I will, anyone that would like to ask the panel a question, we have 2 in the front. All right, so the coordinator will come around with the microphone and we will get your questions. That is everything. So many times as women, we have been through divorces, we've been through tragedies, we've been through a lot. So you do have to repurpose your mind before you can ever think about growing or scaling a business, because you are your only limitation. Always remember that, right? What is it? As a man thinketh, so is he, right? So when you begin to change your mindset about who you are, then you can actually scale and grow whatever business. Really, at that point, you can align yourself with anything as long as you know who you are.
Thank you for coming, first of all. Thank you guys for the actionable tips. But you said that mindset is the biggest thing, and I have it on record, thank goodness, to get during our sleep to get that. Aside from that, what was the biggest obstacle that you overcame when it came to your mindset? And how did you overcome that aside from the tips that you've already given?
You're asking me?
Absolutely.
Sure. So my father was a gambler, so I did not have the best start when it came on to money. My father and mother fought about money all the time, right? She was an angel. She was a minister. You know, I'm Afro-Latina, so a fiery Pentecostal pastor. And my father was a gambler and an abuser and crazy. So that was the environment that I grew up in. And just so you know that your subconscious is programmed from the age of 0 in your mother's womb to the age of 6. So whatever was going around in your home by your primary influencers in that time is what has programmed you today, and it is what is influencing your ability to do whatever it is that you need to do financially, whether good or bad. So that's what had to be reprogrammed. I thought I was cursed. I'm not joking. I come from the church. I said the sins of the father done fell on me, honey. Because 25 years of being broke, I can't do nothing. I'm the baby of 7. Everybody's so gifted and talented and everybody's broke. Why? Like I thought I'm gonna go get like cleansed or something somewhere. And then I learned it was programmed in my subconscious to be broke, to spend, to overspend, to underspend, to hoard money, to have scarcity, the fear behind it, all of that. And so that's why the reprogramming of the subconscious is so critical to your ability to scale financially, right? So
And like she said, anyone can do it. I think we have one more question over here. And like Lisa said, it's like, okay, is something wrong with me? And you know, we generational curses, right? You look up and you realize that if you continue to repeat the same patterns that everyone else around you have done, then you're only perpetrating what it is that you've seen, right? So at some point you have to stop and say, I stop this, right? I'm not gonna do it. And that's how you break it. And whatever that is, whether it's education, whether it's just starting over and rebuilding, but you do it from a point of you, not the subconscious, right? Those things that you've learned, birth to 6 years old, that's just in you, but realizing that you didn't create it, it's in you, right? It's nothing you did, but now how do we break it? Question. Uh-oh.
It was him, it wasn't me. Good afternoon, ladies. Thank you all for coming. Y'all know I love y'all. Listen, so, okay, I seen on the thing it said, we're talking about investors, venture capitalists. And so, I have the #1 software as a service platform in the world, okay? Already ready for y'all. All y'all go be on it because I focus on health and wellness, okay? My question to you is, do any of you have any golden nuggets as to how to get in the room with these investors, these VCs? Get in the room or get in the knowledge of where they're having these pitching sessions.
Anyone?
So your question is, how do I be seen and present into a room where there's people that will listen to what I have? My first question would be, where's your preparation? Because to get into a room to speak to anyone, you have to let somebody see what you have first. You don't want it when you only get about 10 to 15.
We have one more question. One more.
Okay, a quick question and then we have to wrap. Yes.
Hello, my name is Renisha Johnson. Thank you to all the panelists and all of the information that you shared. My question is to Ms. Lisa and to anyone else who would like to answer the question. What was the biggest mindset shift that helped you go from multiple 6 figures to jump to 7 figures?
Okay, I'm gonna let Lisa, and I just want to say this. I am not broken. That's all I kept telling myself. I am not broken and I am not broke. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. Because that's what we tell ourselves. It's like, okay, we can't do this and we can't do that. That's your mind shift, right? That you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed. You just needed to understand who you are.
I agree 100%, but I also think that one thing that as women that we struggle with is feeling deserving. And I think that's one of the biggest mindset shifts, even though people might say, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna be, yeah, well, you know what it takes to be a millionaire? You know how much money you have to bring in every single month to be a millionaire? $83,000 a month. That's a big leap, right? So you actually have to believe that 1, you deserve it, 2, it's possible, right? And money is not hard to make. There's this, obviously we've been ingrained to think we gotta hustle and work so hard. I mean, I hardly work, right? And I'm making millions of dollars a year. And that doesn't mean that I'm like never doing anything. I just work way smarter, right? And not harder. You do not, and if you're sitting, listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all this, y'all not gonna like it, but a paycheck is an addiction.
Yes.
It is an addiction because most people without a paycheck will fall apart. I did not have a paycheck for 6 to 8 months at all. And I was like, I don't care. I'm gonna figure this thing out no matter what. And sometimes you gotta be forced to figure it out, right? But I'm just telling you, believe beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is for you. And add numbers, add exact numbers to your milestones, right? Don't just say, oh, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Well, you gotta get to $83,000 a month from what, 5,000 maybe, or less for some people? That's a big old leap, right? So what's your milestone? Okay, you know what? In the next 6 months, I'm gonna be making $5,000 to $7,000 a month. In the next year, right? Take it in milestones so that you have something you're working towards and it's tangible. You can do that, right? And then you reverse engineer it. If I gotta make $10,000 a month, how many people do I have to sell to do?
I want everyone to let the audience know how they can contact you on social media. We'll start with Sylvia and then we'll go down.
All right, Sylvia Camille on all social media platforms. That's SYLVIACAMILLE. And my website is also www.sylviacamille.com. Don't forget to do what? Live your dream.
Yes.
Love that. Mine on Instagram is at Lisa M. Easton. That's M as in Mary. So Lisa M. Easton. It has a blue check mark. And then website is lisameaston.com. And all of our programs are on there. But just follow me on Instagram. Go binge the content. I've given away so much for free for 5 years. There's a lot there. I promise you that content and that information can get you to your first 6 figures easily.
Awesome.
And I'm on Instagram at the_hair_loss_strategist. And my website is www.tricorestore.com.
And for me, so one of my prizes that I did want to do, and I'll do it after the segment, I am raffling off today a wireless microphone so you can talk to yourself and give yourself your nuggets so you can continue to manifest what you want. I'm also giving away a copier. Most of us have a business and don't even have a copy in the house or a fax machine to receive information and send out data. So I am giving that away at the booth over there, Tropical Hospice of Georgia. And how you can literally find me, I'm old school. I'm not a big social media person, but I do have a website. It's www.tropicalhealthhs.com and NikkiFrancis.com. That is my platform. So look for me, I look for you, and I try to support you as much as I can.
Awesome. All right, ladies, so directly after this panel, we are going to have a presentation by Chosen Legacy, all right, with Portia Anderson. Thank you guys so much. Please give our ladies on the panel a hand. All right, thank you guys so much. Please stay for the presentation.